Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another fantastic Owlet stream. We have an amazing Miners matchup here for you tonight. EXPandable Odyssey versus Echo 6. It is going to be an absolute banger. My name is Piper, and I'll be casting and producing for you tonight. And with me, I have the lovely LuvGangster. Love, say hello.
No.
Oh, well, that's anticlimactic. Subverting expectations, perhaps. So, like I said, we do have an excellent matchup for you guys tonight that Love and I are going to be taking you through. We have EXPandable Odyssey currently sitting in 4th place versus Echo 6 currently sitting in 7th, just outside of that playoff picture. So, Love, what do you think we're going to see this matchup?
Well, hopefully from Echo 6 we see some fight out of them. This is going to basically be, if they want to take control into their hands. I know that they're outside the playoffs right now. They're number 7, right? But Blazing Pegasus has not been looking very good recently, and so I kind of predict Blazing Pegasus is going to win maybe one game, maybe the one against Licorice Whip. So if that's going to be the case, for Echo 6 to take Destiny into their own hands, they need to win this one, and then they need to win the next 3, which are going to be their easier ones, and then they end off with Otter Oxide. But they play some of the middle-of-the-road teams, and so if they want to make it into the playoffs, they're going to have to win those. They're going to have to win out, basically. And so it's definitely doable, but tonight's going to be their first big challenge, I think, against EXPandable Odyssey, who is a team that is, they come out and they 4-0 teams after predicting they're going to 4-0 teams, and they lose to TBA, the next day. So, it's really hard to say what team is going to come out here on the side of EXPandable Odyssey. So I don't know, it's going to be a really fun matchup, whatever happens.
For sure. And this is definitely going to be a very important match for that playoff picture, as we talked about. Looking over at the map differentials, we can see kind of that slide that E6 has been experiencing, not having 3 very rough results, but they were playing the top 3 teams in the league in Flashpoint, TBA, and Otter Oxide, but now they have to play EXPO, so, hopefully they're going to be able to pull out a good result against EXPO here. And maybe we'll be able to see some good play and maybe make this match close, because map differential is going to be very important for them, especially with how close they are to the playoffs and with BP kind of being close to them. So we'll get get a look at the starting rosters here. We'll start off with EXPO's starting roster.
Yeah, you want me to list them, or we got them on screen?
We're putting them on screen right now. Why don't you tell us who's starting here for EXPO?
We got a little bit of a Triamatar here. We got a little bit of that Rip and Pippin. We got the guy whose name I can never pronounce. I'm not even gonna try. We've got DC.
DC, yeah.
We got Jax, and we got Click Clack. Okay. Actually, tell me about this, because you're the Miners guy. I'm just here. Seogulina. Okay, him. He used to play for Echo 6, yeah?
Yes, Seoguli did used to play for Echo 6.
Oh my god.
And,
that's how you pronounce it?
I actually don't know, but I've played some comp with this guy, in a couple 6 stacks. And he's a pretty good guy, besides the fact that he likes to throw a lot, But Seoguli, that's how I've said his name, and he hasn't corrected me yet, so that's what we're going to go with today, Love. That's what we're going to go with. And we'll bounce over to the Echo 6 roster. Who do we got playing for Echo 6 today there, Love?
We got D-Seals, we got Cheese Nips, Samson, Jeffbot, Brave PLM, Marcus. These are all strong names, okay? It sounds like a real, like a real team, It's not like any crazy names or whatever. When I say those names, I feel like, oh yeah, this is an esports organization. That's the feeling I get from saying those names.
Yeah, you actually feel that like this is the authentic experience that we're getting. We're not getting anything less.
No, this is not the Chinese rip-off team. Okay, this is the Echo 6 that we're
This is the Echo 6, tonight. not the cheap Chinese knockoff, eh?
Yeah, this is not Bravo 5 or whatever, okay?
All right, and for our first map tonight in the series, we are going to have Ilios. Ilios is a good map. What do you think we're gonna see here? I mean, I know Echo 6 is kind of known as a goats team, but do you think we're gonna see something other than goats on Ilios? Because I mean, there's definitely the possibility for things other than goats to be played.
Yeah, I think Echo 6 has gone to the DMV, and they've gotten their license to ill, because they're going to come out in this Ilios, and they're going to show us something that we've never seen before. I just get that feeling, Piper, okay? I get the feeling that they're going to come out. They're going to do something that might be a little bit crazy here. Maybe they're throwing a Widowmaker. I don't know, maybe throwing a Rissa, some of that pulled pork, talking about that old ball and chain. We'll see what happens, though, as we go into the first map of Ilios, which is going to be, I believe... The lighthouse.
This
well,
is well.
yes, thank you.
Because there's a big hole in the middle.
Right, but there's that's a windmill.
Yeah, that's not a lighthouse. It's a windmill. You tried. You did try.
Anyways, this goes along with my old pulled pork expectation for this team, but I'm not sure what they're gonna run. I have no idea. What do you think they're gonna run?
Well, I would not be surprised to see EXPO playing some sort of pulled pork here. Seoguli, I know, is their hit scan player, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him on something like a Widowmaker here. Definitely the opportunity for Widow to get some good sightlines. Maybe a Pharah here. I know Brave PLM does like to play some Pharah, so perhaps we'll see some Pharah play on the side of Echo 6. Who knows what we could see here? It looks like EXPandable Odyssey is going to give us what we've wanted with the... Not quite the pulled pork, as they do have the Orisa, but instead
honestly,
they're opting for a Diva.
I hate this. I actually hate this composition. I hate seeing McCree's on this map. I don't know why. I just despise it. I don't think it's fun because it's like there's stuns and then you have the ult and then they have to run away.
My God, is that Torbjorn?
I see a Torbjorn, and you know what? I'm gonna have to look at this Torbjorn here. That's all I'm gonna be watching here in this team fight, folks. So get ready for the Torbjorn cast. We see Brave PLM. He's a brave little Torbjorn. He's a little manly. He's gonna put a sentry gun right there, and there's not gonna be a shield looking at it. Actually, no one's gonna be looking at the sentry gun. He's just gonna tear through that shield like it was butter with that butter knife. Sentry. He's doing no damage with the sentry gun, but you know what? He's sitting around and he's gonna go around and try to find a better angle for him to do damage. Samson already gets taken out, but it doesn't matter because they have a sentry gun, so they're not gonna lose this team fight. It's Triamatar versus Brave PLM, and he wins against the sentry gun, and he's gonna be able to stay alive. So pretty interesting so far from Brave PLM. Not able to do much of anything, but maybe that's because his team went out a little bit too far and didn't play around the one thing that can't miss in Owlet. That's right, folks. I'm talking about that sentry gun. And right now, he got a kill on the Seoguli. That's huge right now. Brave PLM popping off for his team. That's a 2K. Oh, baby, a double, getting Triamatar down into the ground. Jax takes away the most important thing on this team. I'm talking about that sentry gun. And now they're going to have that pressure as Brave PLM is going to build... Sorry, as my phone goes off. We're going to see Brave PLM maybe build another one somewhere. I don't know if he has or has not. But right now, he's just sitting out in this corner. He's building up his ult. Easy peasy. He almost had... That's a 4-man stun, but we don't care about that, folks. We care about what's happening with this Torbjorn, who's putting in a lot of work now. This damage, I see those right clicks coming out. The double sound barrier come out just to protect the Torbjorn as he walks forward and gets a kill on the main tank, teaching him who the real tank is. That's right, folks. We're talking about that sentry gun once again. I keep calling it a sentry gun because I don't know. And here comes the molten core. That's right. We're going to see that mech melt away, and there goes Jax, demech immediately from that molten core because it is powerful and it can't be stopped. And with that, they get their first cap. So, Piper, tell me a little bit about this Torbjorn.
I don't know really what to tell you here. It's interesting that they've chosen to swap out the Diva in this Goats comp for a Torbjorn. I mean, obviously we saw Brave doing work, and I don't think he died that entire fight. So just that ability to stay alive. However, the important thing there is that EXPO is able to get the first cap and gets 45% of the point. So now it's really just up to EXPO here to make a big play like that barrage.
Yeah, big, but not big enough. I like that. Was really good mechanical skill there from Triamatar. Going in there, using his little boop to propel himself forward. But you know what? They're able to read that. And not only that, they have Torbjorn on their side, so they can't lose. So congrats there to the side of Echo 6. They're trying to hold this and get this first map. Anything helps for their map differential. So Piper, this team fight, we're going to see a shatter. We're going to see a bomb from the side of... not Echo 6. Expandables. Yes, thank you. They both have E, so it's very hard for me to figure out. So let's see if the Torbjorn My Games will help him here. No, apparently not. Samson goes down immediately, although a boop sends Reinhardt into the not-so-shallow grave, and Cheese Nips and company just going to swing away and get these kills. That's 2 for Cheese Nips, folks. We're talking about that cheesy, cheddary goodness here, and Marcus walks forward and gets a 2K of his own, not to be outdone. Piper, once again, shatter. Two shatters now.
You know what? I think that was the right decision there. They baited out some ultimates from Echo 6 here, and now, ExPandable Odyssey, they have the ability to go into this fight with the relative ult advantage with the shatter bomb combo. If they can land a fat shat here, they might be able to get a nice big bomb, and that's going to be a good block to start off with.
Well, there goes that big block, yeah. And here comes the bomb. Bomb is a little bit too high, unable to get anyone. And we see the sentry gun is hiding there in a little sneaky spot. Basically, all they have to do is play this point instead of pushing forward too far. Marcus does go a little bit too far. Cheesiness follows up with a kill on the click-clack, though. And so now we have a support down for an off-tank. This probably will be good for the side of Echo 6 if they can just maintain. Oh, Jeffbot just jumps off the side. Suicide is not the answer, buddy. And now they give away point. I think they gave it away with a little bit, not enough resistance there, and now they're just going to back up out of there. But that's going to be okay for them because they're going to have their grav up soon. They're going to have the Molten Core. So, honestly, I haven't seen enough Torbjorn play to know the interaction between Molten Core and the Graviton. So tell me a little bit about that.
Well, if I remember correctly, you're actually able to put the little projectiles into the same spot and it'll do more damage. So into a Graviton Surge, you could be looking at a lot of damage.
Yeah, for sure. We saw a lot of damage come out on the side of EXPandable Odyssey there. They're going in to him after that Graviton. They were able to stay alive a little bit longer because of Jeffbot's ult. He was able to Transcendence, but after that was done, they just had too much pressure and too much damage. And now 88, 89 with tick, tick, tick. They need to get on the point within the next 10 ticks or else they're going to lose this one. So what are they going to do here to touch?
I honestly think that we're seeing, EXPandable making the right play, playing up very far here, but Marcus needs to throw that grab, but Brave PLM can't waste his Molten Core like that.
No, I understand that. He just got on, and now they had to push forward because of it. So now that since they've pushed forward, they've gotten 2 kills on 2 of their most important players. So now here comes a bomb as well from Jax to see if he can do anything with it. Able to get 2, but DCLs bumps DC in 2. Oh my god, everyone's just getting bumped! Everyone's getting bumped into the hole right now! That's 4 people getting bumped into the hole! Oh my god, DCLs! Oh, it's so crazy! Now it's a 2v1 fight between Brave PLM and DCLs. Let's see who can win between the mech and the 2 manlets in the team.
Oh
no! No! DCLs, why? So that's like 4 bumps in that team fight from DCs?
I don't even know what I just witnessed.
I don't know. Yeah, that's Owlet. We just witnessed some Owlet action as we see more bumpage maybe coming out here from this hamster. We say Triamatar, and that's a 4-man shatter. They almost all get bumped in the hole, but very luckily, gravity was on their side. They had some friction force. The coefficient of friction made sure they didn't jump into the hole. But now Marcus goes in the hole anyways. Everyone's just jumping in. Must be a lot of fun down the ball pit at the end. But look at them go. DCLs gets bumped up, and now he's going to probably die here. Quickfire getting a double kill in the middle of that madness. Now it's Brave PLM versus everyone else. Poor little Torbjorn trying to do as much as he can in this role. Actually, he's going to be able to stall. That's actually really crazy. And DC, there comes a shatter from Samson. Gets 1, and actually he's able to put him into the wall. Pretty big kill right there, although he just uses ult, so it's not as big as it could have been. Rip and Pippin gets Samson, so that's going to be big because that's the main tank. And DC once again gets booped into the hole. I don't know what's going on. Too many boops. Jax uses his ult to get back into his mech. I don't know. I don't know what's going to go on because this has just been a fight that's been in 3 different areas of this map. We see mines everywhere. Everyone dying to mines right now. But I think the better of that went to the side of EXPandable. They got the 2K out of that, and Seogli doing big work in the backline, killing Marcus. Now Jax kills Cheese Nips, and now it's just Samson alone against 5 other players. Not able to do anything about that. And DCLs is able to get on point to touch this for a second, but afterwards, that's going to be that. And now I am very confused because that was just a bunch of stuff happening at once. So Piper, break it down for me.
I'm not sure if I was watching an Owlet Miners matchup or a comp game right there, Love. That was some pretty crazy stuff going on from both teams. Torbjorn Goats is not something that I would normally expect to see in a competitive matchup. And then just at the end there, that was a very long stall. We saw so many different switches coming in, different things happening, that I felt like that fight just lasted forever and nobody was able to really finish things off. Ultimates were being thrown out left, right, and center. And then I think honestly the big thing that it came down to is just a bit of poor awareness on the side of Echo 6, as it looked like Brave PLM and DCLs both forgot that there was mines there placed down by Triamatar's Hammond, and I think those kills were probably 2 of the biggest.
Yeah, sometimes it's hard to see those mines. You don't really think much of it. It should be something that you can counter easily, right? But then you take it for granted, and then you die. So we're taking a look at this Goats. It looks like Rip and Pippin trades his life for Samson. I think that might be good for EXPandable if DC can get the heals to push forward. Right now, they're trying to take it to him as quickly as possible before that Lucio can come back. Brave PLM gets demeched now. they're going to have all the pressure in the world on ExPandables. As we see Brave Peon getting bullied outside the point. DC gets another boop onto DC. DC needs to get those heavy shoes so that he doesn't fall off the map anymore. Already an ult from Click Clack. That was extremely fast. Another ult. I don't even know what's going on. No one's even gotten a point. We already see 2 Zarya ults, so I don't know. And there you go, everyone's dead. So it seems like so tell me about those 2 Zarya ults there, because the one on the side of ExPandables was a little bit faster, but apparently it wasn't as good.
Well, we saw Zarya ults are able to charge very quick into a GOAT's composition simply because those right clicks do so much damage because people are so close together. So that's why we saw Seo, Guli, and Marcus able to build up those ultimates so quickly. And Seo did manage to throw it in there. The problem was that there was nobody really left on the side of ExPandable Odyssey to follow up. There was no Reinhardt to swing into it. There was no Diva mech to give them the value that they needed in that fight. And unfortunately, that's why we saw that fight go the way of Echo 6. But a huge shatter here coming in from DC is actually going to flip this fight around and probably flip this point in favor of ExPandable.
Yeah, it seems as though I think Samson is sometimes getting a little bit over-eager with his main tank play. I've seen him sometimes a little bit too far forward or using his ult a little bit too, I don't want to say early, but let's say too opportunistic, maybe a little bit too far away, trying to snipe people with his ults. So we'll see what they can do with this push forward. Now that DC has used his ult, Samson has the upper advantage here for this team fight. Right now we have Seoguli doing a little bit more in terms of damage. He almost has his ult compared to Marcus, but should be a good fight here for E6 to take, especially after that. The Shatter gets 1 in Triamatar, and he actually gets the kill before ClickClack can do anything about it. And now DC needs to make sure to stay careful. Whoa, a big Shatter comes out there from DC. Actually, 2 people were just stuck here in the back, but they weren't able to do anything with that. And yeah, Marcus able to get his ult really quickly and use it before Seoguli. So just a lot of trading of ults there. And I don't know, have you watched a lot of Owl, a lot of Overwatch League?
I have, actually. I do watch Overwatch League quite religiously. Love.
So in GOATs, usually these team fights actually last a lot longer in Overwatch League. So why do you think these team fights today have lasted for really quickly, like people dying super quick?
I think the reason is that we, at this level, people simply kind of lack the micro play that GOATs contains that allows for very quick kiting and very quick plays to be made to prevent your team from dying. So I think that's why these fights are a little bit shorter.
Oh my god, that's a huge boop there. I don't know if that was a boop from DC or from Rip and Pippin, but that boop was that allowed Jax to get that 2k there. And yeah, they're going to clean up just from those 2 ults. Actually, Triamatar uses his ult. Maybe not necessary. They're going to get some armor off of that though, and now 89%. We're in about the same situation as last time. E6 got their advantage heading into the end, but they were unable to take it for the map victory. So what do you think is going to happen here for E6? Are they going to be able to take this one, or is it going to be just like last time?
I don't know. I mean, there's more defensive ultimates on the side of ExPandable.
Sorry,
the huge counter shatter and boop! Oh my god, did you just see that, Love? The shatter from Samson and D-Seals getting that boop. And this is going to be another flip, and I don't think that there's going to be enough time here for...
Oh, no, I don't like these ults at all.
What is this?
Support ults after the team fight. They were down 6v3 or 5v3, and they used both support ults. This is a little bit suspicious here coming out from ExPandable. And they're going to get this point here. Yeah, they did get it. So now it's going to be very hard for them to push back in there, especially with no crowd control ults on the side of ExPandable. So yeah, they're gonna have to do something huge here if they want to win this. Triamatar DMX Brave PLM, but they're gonna need to do a little bit more than that. At least Triamatar go on to the point. He's slapping Jeffbot around, but when you're 1v6ing as Brigitte, this is not the pre-patch Brigitte, so you're not gonna be able to do anything with that. And now a 1-1. This is an equal match so far.
Yeah, definitely this matchup is very close, and I think we can kind of tell, Echo 6 is pushing for playoffs. They're hungry for this. ExPandable, they want to close that gap between themselves and TBA and try to get a higher seed going into the playoffs. And now it's really going to all come to a head on Ruins. I think Ruins is going to be a good map for ExPandable here, simply because you can play a dive here into GOATs and get away with it. And it looks like they might be trying something like that. DC, please don't stay on the Reinhardt. Please
Let's stay
don't.
on the Reinhardt. I'd
No.
love to see this Reinhardt.
No.
No. Well, it looks like they're saying basically here, okay, we're gonna run dive, and then DC's like, what?
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
we
You were
knew
right.
was
He
gonna
did have to say what. They're about to go out the gate there, and DC had to go, wait, I'm supposed to be playing Winston here?
See, I don't actually love this too much. I'm a big proponent of like if you're like rolling with one composition, you just keep rolling with it. But like when you switch to something like this, you basically have to win this first team fight, otherwise you get kind of down about it. The Triamatar going super deep. We're talking majorly deep. I'm surprised he did not get taken out there. We see Brave PLM noticing that he was super deep, but a little bit too late there. Excuse me for repeating my words. I'm like a broken record. Here we go. They already get the cap. Actually, they don't get the cap, but they've got 6 people on the point. Triamatar getting pressured by Brave PLM once again. Seogli takes off Jeffbot, so that's going to be something that they're going to have to deal with there with that long-range damage, both from Seogli and from Triamatar flying in the sky. Kind of hard to deal with as goats, isn't it?
Yeah, it's definitely very difficult, and that's where this advantage of a kind of very spammy dive comp comes into play. Amatar gonna waste that. Barrage is not what you want to happen, but I don't like what we're seeing here from DC. He's just jumping into the middle of the goats comp and getting melted. You know, when you're playing a dive comp into goats, it's important that your dive heroes take high ground positions that cannot be easily exploited by the goats comp. You know, goats really lacks a lot of vertical mobility, so if you are going to run this, you have to make sure that you're setting up on high grounds. You're not using your movement abilities to get into the goats comp. Rather, you're using your movement abilities to escape with your life, get healed up by your healers, and then you are able to re-engage. But we are going to see the swap over to goats here from EXPandable, and I don't necessarily think that that's a bad decision here. The only unfortunate thing is they do lack the ult economy that Echo 6 currently has.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We're going to see this play out here early. Hopefully they don't use too many ults just to show. It's a lot of damage coming out from Samson, but they're not able to get much. Actually, now they got Seogli, and so they should be taking this fight pretty easy afterwards. They only use 2 ults there. They didn't even have to use Bomb or Shatter, so... I mean, that is why I don't really like switching heroes in this game right now, because at this point, the ults are so important in this game, right? So, like, why would you switch? So tell me why you think it's not that bad for them.
Well, you know, I do think that you kind of have to be able to play counters here, and I think that now, you know, the problem is that they did lose that fight very quickly, and they did use Rip and Pippin's ultimate there. I think that the smart play would have been to go in for a dry fight, right? Not commit any ultimates, even up the ult economy, because then you would have forced out that grab rally combo, and now we're going to have to see them try to do something with it, and that's going to be a good start for them.
Sure, they're able to get D-Seals with that bomb. Brave PLM responds with killing Jax out of his mech, so this team might go either way. Samson's shatter gets blocked once again by DC, so really great job from DC there in this 1v1 between the 2 Reinhardts, and now they're going to probably have to back up. It looks like they are going to win this team fight here as Marcus gets pressured into the grave 6 feet under, and Brave PLM going to be demech'd and quickly taken care of. 99% for E6, and it looks like they used a lot of their ults for that team fight, so they're going to have, I think, the advantage still, even though they did use so many ults, because they're going to have 2 support ults on their side versus maybe 1 grab. So going into this team fight, what do you need to do here if you're a little bit at a disadvantage here in terms of ults?
Oh, it's all about Seo building up that Graviton Surge and being able to use it, right? Beat is not that great of an ultimate to counter off a grab. Oh, but Samson throws his life away, so that's going to be a 1 fight. And this is actually going to be kind of disastrous here for Echo 6, because they've now just fed their entire team worth of ult charge into EXPandable, and now you can see the ultimates are starting to come online. We're seeing 3 ultimates. People are now about halfway instead of only about 20% of the way there, and really they didn't get much ult charge off of that, right? We're gonna see D-Seals, Cheese Nips with their support ultimates. Marcus is gonna have the grab, but I just think that there's more. The ultimates that, you know, EXPandable currently has and are closer to are gonna be more beneficial. Click Clack already almost has that Transcendence.
The grab, like you were talking about, how it's going to be beneficial for them. They already get 2 kills, and now they're going to have to back out of this. Oh, look at using his ult a little bit early. It was well Triamatar. They probably didn't use either of those ults, and so now they're going to back up out of here. Maybe they're going to try staggering Brave PLM. Is he going to jump off, or he's just going to jump all the way back off? We see a pause. Someone wants to pause right now, and that's the end of that team fight. So we're going to get a pause there. And yeah, so after 2-3 team fights, we had EXPandable Odyssey. They were down the point, and they were down in ult economy because they switched. And after just 2 team fights, they were up in ult economy, and they had the point. So it's really crazy. And they didn't even do a dry push. So that's, you know, that's really crazy.
That's the shocking thing to me, is that we didn't actually see a dry push coming out from EXPandable. They did actually commit an ultimate into that first fight on the goats, right? Originally we saw them starting on that dive composition. They weren't able to get much value to it. You know, DC was kind of jumping in a little over eager a little overeager to commit to the fights, getting caught out for it. They make the swap over to the GOAT's composition, and they're able to actually get some value for it. Like I said, Rip and Pippin did commit that sound barrier. Probably didn't need to, but then they came back in that second fight where they had a more equal ult advantage, and they were able to win that fight, and then that kind of evened up the ult economy. They got aggressive, used those ultimates proactively, and now the ult economy is firmly in their favor as we head into really one-to-fight territory.
Right, the big problem there, oh my gosh, they used that early. Wow, that's a great job from ExPandable. That's not a good bomb. So really great job there from ExPandable Odyssey. I mean, this is so many learning experiences just from this one team fight here. They had the grav bomb on the side of Echo 6. And instead of using the grav bomb, they weren't able to use it because of the fact that they used it way later than ExPandable Odyssey. As we see the grav come out in overtime after the map isn't even, after it's all over. So really great job. ExPandable showing you the power of using your ults before the other team, I would say.
Oh, 100% there, right? When you're playing in a GOAT's composition, it is so important to keep your ult economy up, and that means that you have to play this comp aggressively. And that doesn't always mean that you have to press WM1 into the other team. It means that you have to use your ultimates proactively, not give the other team the chance to try to make plays on you, right? You kind of have to be up in their face, and that's what we saw there from ExPandable, and that's why they were able to take map number 1.
Yeah, it's not a very small number I see there behind Click Clack's name, with 5,000 transcendence healing done. Yeah, that was just, I don't know, it was a very close matchup either way. I mean, that last one went to 99, the first map went to 99. So we're in for a treat here tonight, I think. So moving into the second map, which I believe is gonna be, I got this. Don't tell me. Oh my god.
I believe in you.
It's gonna be Rialto?
Yes, we are actually going to see Rialto as our next map. Look at you go, Love.
It's almost like I'm supposed to know these things anyways.
Oh!
We're going into Rialto, ExPandable Odyssey, Echo 6. So I think so far the difference in this match has been the main tank play between Dees and Samson. I think Dees has DC. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Whatever. I think he's had Samson's number so far. In terms of like both like supporting his team and holding up the shield when he needs to. And also, like, just shatters in general. Like, he's blocked so many shatters, and he's gotten some good shatters.
100%. We're seeing some over-aggression from Samson, right? He's kind of, he really wants to get up in their face, but he just doesn't have the support of his team. And DC really has a feel on the GOATS comp, right? I talked about kind of that nuance, and part of that nuance is your Reinhardt player needs to know when to kind of push and also back off, right? Like, you don't have... you do have some burst healing with that Brigitte repair pack and your amp heals, but you need to be able to simply, pause and take a moment to, recognize that you need to back off. And we're seeing that a lot from DC. DC's a lot more aware of when Samson is going to be shattering, and we're just not seeing that same awareness from Samson, right? He's not blocking a lot of shatters. He's not blocking, he's not sustaining as well. He's going down in fights early, and it's putting his team at a disadvantage here.
Yeah, I think it is, and Samson is going to be taken out here for Justine76J, who I believe is an off-tank player, so I'm not entirely sure what they're going to be running here. Maybe an Orisa, because Rialto is a little bit more, you can run that. I don't know what they're going to be running here. It's going to change it up, but it's going to change it up a lot because the main tank is sort of like it sets the tone for your team. It sets how you're going to play. So what do you expect here with Justine coming in?
Well, if I do remember correctly, I think Cheese Snips is actually also a main tank player. And going into my notes here, it does say that he does prefer Roadhog as his preferred hero. But if I remember, I think Cheese Snips was actually their main tank player, if that makes sense. I think Justine is actually their primary off tank, and I think Cheese Nips and Samson have been kind of swapping out main tank duties. So not surprised to see. I bet you what we'll see is Cheese Nips is going to be playing the main tank here instead of that off tank, and Justine is going to be playing that diva. So maybe this change will be what they need if Cheese Nips is going to be able to keep better track of DC's shatters and just kind of keep better tabs on his health pool and what's going on with his team.
Right, and so I'm expecting them not to run goats here as a result of taking out Samson. I'm expecting them to run something like dive or something, just anything different. What do you think Echo 6 needs to change to win this next map? I mean, we talked about main tank play, but do you think maybe compositionally they can do something like maybe run some sort of spam composition or maybe run, dive? Or what do you think is the key to beating Expandable here on Rialto?
I'm not really sure because we haven't really seen much from Echo 6 in terms of other comps that they play. They're well known as a GOATS team in the minors. So I'm kind of torn either way. I mean, Echo 6, they just need to have better GOATS play, right? Like, maybe this change is going to be beneficial. Maybe Justine's a better Diva player, does a better job eating things, kind of getting that DM up. Maybe Cheese Nips is just the better Reinhardt player out of the two. So maybe this is going to be the change that they need. Rialto is a well-known GOATS map, so I would say you just need to play stronger GOATS here.
When you said, she's better at eating like stuff, I was thinking I'm like really hungry. So, now we're going to Rialto and do you like Italian food? Yeah.
I like spaghetti.
I actually got some legitimate Italian pizza from Pizza Hut. So I'm gonna be able to.
I don't know if Pizza Hut is considered authentic Italian pizza. By the way,
no one out pizzas the Hut, right? They wouldn't make that claim if that wasn't true because it's illegal to lie in your advertisements. So I'm sure I'm gonna have a nice authentic Italian slice of stuffed crust pizza when I'm done with this match. But before that, we're gonna have to talk about this for a little bit here. So Rialto is a map that I think for payload, it's like, I don't know. I see a lot of like stalls on this map, like a lot more like defenses do a lot better on this map than like any other map, I would reckon. Just from my watching Owlet, what do you think the problem is for offenses on this map? Because like I've seen so many teams just like get stuck at like the first point or like the second point, and they never make it to like past the second point.
I think the biggest issue for teams is just the map environment itself, right? There's lots of little like cheeky boot points, and then there's parts of the maps where it goes from very tight narrow corridors and tight rooms to very wide open spaces. So I think teams are very unsure about how to play their compositions in both, right? Do we want to run this? Do we want to run that? And it looks like we're going to actually see Orisa D.Va coming out from EXPandable. Not a bad decision. The D.Va's probably going to have to be contesting point here. Triamatar, on that far, are going to get in a lot of spam. And we're going to see a 2-2-2 comp here from the side of Echo 6. Maybe not what I would choose in this situation.
It's a weird death volley composition as we see very PLM already going down to CO.
Oh, that's sick. Sleep by DCLs. DCLs just slept Triamatar out of the sky.
Now Triamatar is purple and unable to get any heals, but it looks like he'll be able to back up and be A-okay, but it doesn't matter. This death ball is moving forward with okay. Now I lied about them moving forward. They're moving backwards. They're gonna have to go back. A lot of pressure there. It's actually surprising how much pressure an Orisa can put down. You wouldn't really think of it because of how little an Orisa does sometimes when you're playing her. I don't know, whenever I play her, she doesn't feel like something that can just like melt you, but she's been able to melt this team so far.
Yeah, Orisas can actually pump out a lot of damage. And I also think, Amatar with that spam is able to get a lot of damage in. Seoguli with the dynamite, that's a lot more damage. And they just, with this 2-2-2 comp, I think they're just going to have a bit of trouble sustaining and being able to find damage. They don't really have a hit scan threat to deal with the Pharah, right?
For sure.
They just don't really have a lot going on here. There's nobody really for Marcus to hack. Because they're in such a bunker comp. There's lots of problems here with the comp being played by Echo 6.
So Marcus needs to basically one like clip like Triamatar click clack, and he's not gonna be able to do that. It's gonna be really hard for him. He's built ult really slowly so far, and he was at like 30% ult until right there at the end. So this team comp does need a lot of damage. Death Ball traditionally needs a lot of damage for it to get the pressure out because it's not as tanky as something like Goats, and so you need more space, and if you're not going to run tanks, the other way to get space is to do damage. So they're going to need a little bit more damage from their team as we see a switch onto McCree. It's probably what you want to see there to try to counter Triamatar just a little bit, but right now we see Bob go in and do what he can do. He's going to kill that barrier, and he's going to kill Cheese Nips and DCLs and Justine. And, Brave Peel, and yeah, okay. So Bob there
did something. He did something.
He did some work. So have you ever met Bob?
Unfortunately, yes.
Okay.
As a Reinhardt player, Bob is my worst enemy because there's nothing you can do to him. except
Well,
charge him off the map, but then usually you end up killing yourself.
that's not entirely true. I mean, as you know from watching Owl, solo man shatters are pretty important. They're an important part of the game. So if you can kill that high quality Bob with a one-man shatter, that's all you need. As we see Click Clack, he's going to res Tramitar. I believe Tramitar has his ult, so he's going to go in maybe and use it. Actually, he doesn't really need to use it because Cheese Nips are going to be taken down with just regular rockets. Brayfielum's been getting a lot of kills here, but kind of in garbage time afterwards, and they're not going to win this team fight as a result. Tramitar getting 3, including the big kill onto Cheese Nips right when he was ulting. So, like I said, this is a problem with this map. It's really hard for teams to cap it, and I don't know why it's been so difficult. Especially here, because it's not like they're running like goats or anything super crazy. I mean, what has been working right here for EXPandable?
Well, I mean, Triamatar's been absolutely fantastic on the Pharah. He's just putting in so much work. You know, DC's doing a great job of staying alive, maintaining that front line, giving Rip and Pippin the chance to spam in Zen Orbs. Seo Guli, you know, when he has Bob up, Bob is absolutely massive. And it's a bit of a cheeky flashbang from Marcus there, but I mean, Triamatar does have this ultimate, so he should be able to stabilize for his team here.
Possibly. They're only fighting a 4v6, so 3v6 now, so basically he's either going to ult it and lose it, or he's probably just going to die here, yeah. It looks like they're going to maybe try to come back and hold this. Now, Rip and Pippin's going to think a little bit better of it, and they're going to go around and let them have this first cap. Actually, that was probably very winnable for them, but I believe what they did was they went in a little bit too hard after Tramitar got that flashbang in his face from Marcus. He went, the rest of his team went in when they could have backed up and waited for the res to come out, because Click Clack did get that res. If they waited a little bit longer, that would have been a nice time for him to use his ult, but now he's got his ult for this team fight as we see Bob come out and scare him away a little bit. Is there sleep going to come out on Bob? No, Bob is just going to shoot, try to kill that shield, and there it is.
Bob's
Shield
actually
gone.
up on the payload. He got, I think, booped by Jeffbot up onto the side of the payload. He originally wasn't able to see over the payload there, but then he got booped up onto it so he could see over top of it. And I've never actually seen that happen to a Bob. It was quite interesting to witness.
I thought he just ran so hard that he got like on the ledge, but
no, he actually
that makes
started
sense,
off the ledge and ended up on top of it.
Oh, that's funny. It's funny as we see another boot from Triamatar knocking Cheese Nips into the water. Those are some soggy nips, I would say. Okay, all right, reset. So now speaking of resetting, E6 is going to reset here, and they're going to have 3 ults. So 4 ults, almost 5 ults actually. So what combination of ults here do you think they need to use in order to ensure the payload reaches its destination?
Well, we're going to see Marcus try to start things off there with the Deadeye. He's actually going to take out DC's barrier, and that can be big now because Cheese Nips can get aggressive. He has the Shatter, and if he can throw that Shatter down and make some things happen, that could get them to get the payload there.
Great job. Triamatar uses his ult, gets a double kill, though, in the back. They were kind of cut off there in the side of E6, although there goes a big Shatter from DC, and they're all going to go away into the waters of the whatever this river is called. What is this river? Rialto. Oh, it's a very famous river. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Look, man, I'm an arts major. You expect
me too. You're supposed to know this as an art.
Okay, hey man, look, okay. Don't ask me for things. Big win condition here for Echo 6 is going to be that Grab Dragon combination, and if they're going to be able to pull it off, Jax is going to have to look for some big Uber Eats here.
Oh, there it is. He got some of that Uber Eats. We're talking about that bite squad right there. He just took a bite out of Justine's ult, and now they're not going to have the Gravitron, Dragatron, and as a result, they're going to die in the backline. Seogli taking out the 2 DPS Chieftains, so getting the main tank, although he's going to come right back. Click Clack getting another big res, and, well, even without the res, that wouldn't have mattered because Triamatar says,
see ya later.
Yeah, just about. So yeah, that was just a few weird team fights at the end. I feel like E6 was a little bit disconnected from each other, but they were able to push it past that first point, which is very difficult apparently in Owlet. So what defense do you think would be best for this team composition, knowing these players, playing against them before? What do you think would be best for E6 if they want to come out here and take the win on Rialto?
Well, I personally, there are many things that you can do on this map for sure to get a good defense here. I think E6 needs to kind of stick to their guns here. I think they need to stick to goats. I know that's a comp they've practiced a lot of, and I've actually seen some teams, they get really cheeky, and what they'll do is they'll push up across that left side bridge to the enemy spawn, and they'll go for a really aggressive spawn hold, which can actually be quite beneficial, simply because it gets you more fights on this first stage, because it is very easy to push the first point with only getting 1 or 2 fight wins on the side of the attackers. So just playing that aggressively in their spawn, you can get some ultimates up for the courtyard fight, which can be very, very beneficial. I don't know if playing this Hanzo McCree kind of 2-2-2 that they have going on is the right choice, because I just don't think they've gotten enough results with it. And we're going to have to see, though, if this dive on the side of EXPandable is going to be able to get anything done. There is lots of high ground for them to take. It's just there's nobody really diveable except for the Ana or the McCree, really, on the side of Echo 6. So we'll see what's going to come of this.
Well, it's going to be a very interesting sort of fight here between DC and Marcus and Brave PLM and D-Seals. Basically, you know, they have 3 fairly stationary characters on the side of E6, and, you know, Marcus is there to get rid of Triamatar, and Brave PLM has his Sonic Arrow to help against Seoguli. Actually, no, Seoguli switched to the other Shimada brother, and so first jump there from DC, nothing doing with that, but yeah, I think it's a very interesting composition. A lot of damage, so he can't just jump in there. DC can't jump in there because he's gonna get melted. So
100%. The stun,
you know,
the storm arrows, they definitely have to play this slow. It should be fairly easy here for Echo 6 to just kind of sit and contest the payload at a corner, but Marcus needs to deal with Triamatar, and that's something he hasn't been able to do all game.
And Cheesenip's losing his shield once again very early. Here comes the dive, and they're trying to hold that corner like you said, but it looks like it's not really working very well for them. Cheesenip's once again losing his shield, and now Triamatar and Seoguli here are going to put in a lot of damage as this DPS. It's going to be pretty difficult for them to do anything, although now it's going to be a little bit less difficult, although Click-Clack's probably going to get a big res there. Click-Clack's going to be getting huge reses. No one's even looking at Click-Clack. Wow. Okay. So we're gonna keep looking here. Marcus takes out Triamatar once again, making sure that he stays dead. The high spoon comes out. Jax eats both of the high noons. That's right. We're talking not only noon, but midnight, folks. And now the grab comes out, and that's a 1 team fight for E6. So yeah, I think after they killed Triamatar and I believe Seoguli, everything afterwards was more or less inconsequential. But so with this next team fight, though, they're going to have a lot of ults. They're going to have at least 4, if not 5 ults on the side of EXPO. So what do you think EXPandable needs to do here?
Oh, it's very simple. You either need to land the barrage or land the blade onto the support line and the DPS line of EXPandable, and we're going to see Seoguli try to go in there. He's a bit far away to start with a blade, and he's going to get it beaten. Did he just deflect the dragon?
He did not deflect the dragon. It kind of looked like it, but he was in the middle of the dragon by the time that he had his deflect out, so not going to work out for him. A lot of ults, a lot of weird team fights. I just see, like, fighting, like, everywhere on this map. It's hard for me to follow anything. All I know is that it seems like this is going to be a 1 team fight for. I actually have no idea anymore because Triamatar takes off 2 in the back. Justine kills Triamatar in response, so now it's a 3v3 fight. 2 tanks and a Lucio. Now it's going to be, yeah, this is not looking good. Longer fights do help out the side of EXPO, so it kind of makes sense here because they have that Mercy who can follow them around and heal whoever she needs to. Ana's a little bit more difficult to heal, and Lucio can't really do the bursty heals unless he ults. And look at this dive come out here from Dees, just cleaning up in the backline. He's going to get 2 there, both on Marcus and Jeffrey bot. So look at it. This is so aggressive. They're going to push forward still, and this is good for them because they need to get to this little spot here under this overpass if they want to cap and win this. So Brave PLM switching over to Reaper. Do you like that switch?
No, I don't like that switch. Reaper's the worst hero in the game. Stop swapping to Reaper, guys. He's bad. He is a no good low life. And as we're going to see, look at, Brave PLM, you can't go anywhere. You dead.
I actually quite like Reaper, so I resent your remarks just a little bit. As we see, the res actually is not going to come out. Another eat from Jax. Jax is eating good tonight. We're talking about that chilies. We're talking about that bloomin' onion because he's going to eat 2 grabs. He's going to eat 2 high noons, folks. Cheese Nips is going to kill DC in the back, and so I actually have no idea what's going to happen now as we see Click Clack go flying. Those Mercy Wings are useful even though she died. They're going to walk all the way back, and they're going to think for about 2 minutes and 30 seconds about what they should do here. They have 3 ults. The side of E6 also have 3 ults. They have that Reaper. Maybe they're going to think, how are we going to counter this Reaper? You said Reaper is bad, but, how is it bad in this particular situation?
Well, I mean, you kind of are lucky here playing this Reaper because there's nobody that can really get a stun on the side of EXPO, so that is beneficial, but I just don't think that Brave PLM is going to be able to get enough work done on this pick to really justify it.
Well, he's going to get a big shatter. By big shatter, I mean he gets one person with the shatter, and it's a D.Va, but, he tried, and so here comes an ult from the D.Va who got Solo Man shattered. He's going to get one off the corner of the house onto Justine. And we see DC causing general mayhem in the front, pushing everyone away from the cart. Cheesenip's trying to touch so that his team can do something. Marcus is trying to get ult as quickly as possible so that he can use Bob on the cart. Brave Helium has his death flaws, and he's going to want to come in there and use it as quickly as possible himself. But it looks like this is going to be not good for them as Seoguli doing his best Riderous impersonation. They're going to grab, but no one's going to be there on the point to do any damage to it. Expandable Odyssey takes the 2-0. Right there at the end. So yeah, that was just ult after ult after ult after ult. They kind of like staggered the ults together, and that's what kind of helped them, I suppose, put out enough damage over time to win that team fight. We're gonna take a look at it right here, actually.
Yeah, it's nice that we're gonna get to take a look at this play from Seoguli because I actually missed it because I'm a very good observer. Definitely, big play from him there, pulling out that blade, getting work done with it. I just think, I don't know what to think, really. Echo 6, it seems to me that they're not sticking to their guns, and it's really not working out for them here. I feel like they could be doing a lot more to, maybe try to play some goats here. I definitely think, on that attack or defense, they could have played goats and seen some results. I'm just very shocked to see them playing comps that I feel like they aren't working out for them, right? Like, Marcus really hasn't been able to deal with Triamatar's Pharah play very much. Like, they just haven't been able to get much work done against the comps that ExPandable's playing. And I feel like, maybe just go back to the basics, play your goats composition that you're comfortable with, and try to make that work.
I mean, that's very wise words. I'm a big proponent of playing those characters that you're best at and enjoy the most. And so if they enjoy playing goats and they've been practicing goats all the time, well, if it's not working out for you, if your backs are against the wall, the best thing to do is probably play something that you're going to be comfortable with. Because if you play something you're not comfortable with and you're met with a situation that's brand new to you, okay, if you're not comfortable with it, then you have a higher chance of tilting and doing something that's going to throw the game. Meanwhile, if you play something you're super comfortable with and you're met with a situation that's new to you, then you have things to fall back on that, can help inform you in your next decision. So, I definitely agree with you. And so it looks like they want to do a halftime. And during the halftime, let's talk a little bit because I'm looking at this Licorice Whip Pinton Viserion match. And right now, it's 1-1.
Yeah, this could be the chance. This could be the match that Licorice Whip actually gets their first win. They've tried to kind of avoid being the Shanghai Dragons of Owlet miners, and so far it hasn't worked out for them. They are still winless, but playing Pentant Viserion, the second last team in the league, it's giving Licorice Whip a chance to actually get a win here and save themselves from the fate of an 0-20. So good luck to Licorice Whip in trying to get that first win tonight.
Yeah, for sure. Right now they're at like 5 or 4 minutes on Temple of Anubis. So if you want to go watch that, not to send people away from you, you should get your multi-Twitch out, folks. Get that multi-Twitch link out and go to Hodahori_Z if you want to go watch that one. We have a lot of minors actions happening tonight. We have Otter Oxide versus Greyhound Solar, I believe, on the main Twitch channel. So 3 matches, and we're about to have, I think, a 4th one. I'm not entirely sure if they're actually going to be doing that. Looks like they're not going to be doing it. But anyway, so yeah, they've got 3 matches tonight right now. If you want to go check one of those out while we are just sitting here waiting. So yeah, so let's talk about so Piper.
What's up?
Let's talk about you.
Oh boy, talk about me. What is there to talk about me?
Well, so you've retired, right? You've retired from video games.
I have not retired from
so
video
you're
games.
completely done.
I'm taking a break.
So you're like Michael Jordan, and like you're done. You retired from the Bulls. Okay.
No, I like to say like who's a good example here? Like Brett Favre. Do you watch a lot of football?
Okay, Brett Favre. So you've retired.
But I'm
Okay.
gonna come back.
You're gonna come back to the Vikings. Okay, I
Yeah,
got you.
I definitely I'm retired, but everybody knows I'm coming back. So yeah, no, I'm actually not retired. Everybody, I'm taking a bit of a break from playing. In case you didn't know, I played for Flashpoint. I've been taking a break for the past couple of weeks. Though I did actually get drafted to play in our match last night. Against I don't remember who we played.
How can you not? Okay.
Well, I don't know. We won. Like we 4-0'd them. I know that much.
Big talk from Piper, the retired
it's
main
not big
tank.
talk. I'm just saying let me check match scores. So I actually Penton Viserion. We 4-0'd Penton. So it is what it is.
Well, okay. So, anyways, the point here is, so last season I played in Owlet. Okay.
Okay.
And
Yeah, I'm tracking.
I didn't exactly retire. I hit diamond, so I couldn't play anymore. So
Well,
after,
you could play in the minors or
well,
majors. Sorry, not the minors.
Last season they didn't have that. They only had one. They only had Owlet, and that was it.
Ah.
And so once you hit 3K, you're out of Owlet. So I had to leave.
Well,
but yeah, it's a little bit better now. But anyways, the point is that once I left, once I wasn't able to play anymore, I kind of got a little bit of a perspective onto Owlet and about these teams that I maybe didn't have before. I was able to look at it, step back a little bit, look at these teams for who they really are. So now that you've retired and maybe you've cast a little bit more, you've done some production stuff, you've had some time to reflect and think about things outside of your own team. Is there any sort of like I don't know, is there anything that you've seen in Owlet that maybe you haven't like thought about before or haven't seen until like you retired?
are we talking like in terms of compositions and play styles here, or
Anything. I mean, it can be personal, it can be just Owlet in general as a tournament, or it can just be a team or anything. Just anything new that you've gotten just from your little break.
The thing that really this break has put in perspective for me is how much actually enjoying playing the game means to success. Like actually taking the time to enjoy playing and not get so into the competitiveness of it, because we are for the most part, people that play in these tournaments are competitive, right?
Right.
I know it's not Overwatch. Everybody here knows it's not Overwatch League. It's not this, that, or the other thing. It's not the top level of competitive, but we all, I feel like for the most part, people want to be successful. They want to be they want to do well at what they're playing, and I think sometimes we put ourselves under a bit too much pressure to be good at this. And it's all you need to do is just take a step back and really enjoy playing, and you'll be miles better than you were before you took the break.
Yeah, some perspective and like in those terms, in psychological terms, can be pretty good for you. Sorry, I'm taking a look at the Licorice Whip Penton Viserion score. It's 4 minutes. They have one cap on the side of Licorice Whip. They're going to need a cap in order to tie this. But going back to what you said, yeah, I think enjoying the game itself is very important, and also, if you're not enjoying playing with your team, or if you have problems like that, it's like I don't know, you have to get that stuff fixed like as soon as possible, because if you let that stuff fester, it's going to ruin your enjoyment. And so sometimes a break is what you need. I'm not insinuating that's what you needed a break for. I mean, you might have had things in real life, or you might have had this or other thing. There's a lot of reasons why you need to take breaks when you're playing video games, especially if you're playing it. I don't know how often Flashpoint scrims, but if it's anything that's like at least 3 times a week, you're probably gonna need to take a break at some point, unless you really love playing Overwatch a lot. So anyways, just interesting to talk about people who have taken breaks in this game, just to see
Totally.
when they come back.
And you know what, like, I think sometimes people get so worried about I don't want to take a break for this reason or that reason, or I'm worried about taking a break
Well,
from.
it could be like a team thing,
Yeah,
right? Because
exactly.
like
You're just
I'm worried about my team
yeah,
being
worried
without me
about
can be bad.
you're worried about letting your team down. You're kind of worried about not being able to be there and um being able to be there and be productive. That's always a big concern. But you just sometimes need to take a break, and it ends up being better for your team when you do take a break, and you know you take a break and you'll always come back a better player, just simply because mental mindset in this game is so important.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So now we're gonna go into Temple of Anubis, probably one of my least favorite maps in the game. I mean, I know everyone poops on it, so it's not really a interesting opinion to say that this is not a great map. But it has its charms, its qualities. So Piper, tell me what you think about this map. What do you like about it?
Well, the list of things that I like about this map are going to be very short, simply because it's a 2CP map.
Sure, but
I think that this map has the potential for some interesting compositional choices. There's different levels of high ground. There's different ways to get to different spots. There's good little like hidey hole areas. So I think that goats isn't always the strongest choice on a map like this. And it looks like actually the first little peaks that we're getting here from both of these teams are going to be quite interesting. We're going to see a double turret composition coming out from Echo 6. Echo 6 is now in the blue, EXPandable in the red. This double turret, I could see it working here, and I like this comp that's coming out from EXPO. The triple DPS comp might actually be able to do enough to break this bunker.
I was just watching Brave Peel. I'm trying to get his sentry on top
turret
of the ledge twice, but he's actually not a bad sentry spot. So we'll see if he can do anything as they go through this little choke point. Kind of a difficult place to go through if you're on the side of EXPandable, but I mean you're Hammond, so you can do whatever you want. Turret is doing a lot of work onto Jax. Jax very low, gonna have to do something to get out of there. Riven Piven takes out that turret though, but not after Brave Peel takes out Jax's life. They're going to stay on this point and try to get rid of this Hammond who's going to cause a bunch of general mayhem. Cruise Ship hasn't been in that turret form for very long, and he's not going to stay in that form for very long either. Triamatar punching a Mercy in the face. That is not good. It's not good to get punched in the face. And that's that. I mean, that hole was very cheesy. No pun intended, because they have someone named Cheese Nips on their team. But okay, maybe it's a little bit intended. But really, it was a very cheesy hole, and nothing was doing out of it.
Yeah, and now we're gonna see I think what I would call a smart swap coming out from the side of EXPO. They know that they could get more results out of playing this goats composition. They see the switches. I don't like what I'm seeing here from Echo 6 with the Ana and the Junkrat. I just don't think it's the right decision. I think you could get more value out of playing straight goats or playing your own somber goats, and I think we'll see what comes of it.
I quite like Junkrat here, and actually, very luckily, Cruise Ship takes out 2 before the EMP. That EMP would have been huge if he wasn't able to do that. Seogly was trying his best to get the EMP as quickly as possible, but wasn't able to get it in time, and so now it's going to be a bit of a waste of ult, and they're going to have to back up out of there. Yeah, so, I mean, once the new patch hits, I feel like Junkrat is going to be the character, so I think it's good for Echo 6 to try this out a little bit more, and it worked out there for them in that team fight. Cruise Ship already 82% ult charge. He's probably beating some other players who've been on their characters this entire time, so very interesting from that perspective. Yeah. And here comes this push here. Melkizi 30% ult, Cheese Nips 82%, so Cheese Nips needs to put in a little bit of pressure here. They're gonna let Melkizi walk forward, and Cheese Nips is gonna dash into a wall. That wall is killed, friends. We see a big bomb come out, gets a there's just kills going everywhere. Cruise Ship gets a 2k. Justine gets 1 kill, gets 2 kills now. So now they're just gonna have to fall like little toy soldiers. They fall, and that is a team fight for E6. Tell me what happened, because it was a lot of just random stuff.
Well, I think there, we saw a lot of ultimates get dumped in there by E6. We saw the Diva Bomb coming out, we saw the Shatter coming out, we saw the Tire coming out, and I think it was a bit of over-ulting. You know, that Tire managed to find 2 kills. The Diva Bomb did manage to find a kill anyways, so I just think that stacking those ultimates together didn't necessarily give you the value that you needed. And now we're going to see EXPandable come into this fight with 2 support ults, you know, almost 3. They've almost got that Graviton Surge, and they also have a Shatter. So I think that they've got the ult advantage here to kind of clean things up with only 2 support ultimate on the side of E6, and one of those is really just a Nano, which isn't even that defensive anyways.
Oh, that's a 4-man Shatter coming out there. Although, big sleep onto Melchizzy, allowing him to not pin anyone. This is going to let them stay alive for a little bit longer. They've won the team fight, but now they need to make sure everyone gets off of this point. Brave PLM staying alive as long as possible, so they can't even get a tick. They're able to get 1 tick here, and able to get Seogli out of his mech, which is going to be pretty big. But other than that, nothing else is going on. Cheese Nips tries to ult in panic, but not able to get anyone. Seogli using his Diva Bomb to just stall the point a little bit longer, get them off. Kind of a big purple there. Triamatar and Melchizzy, both purple and half health, but Clickback waits for that to go off for him to use his Transcendence. They're all running back on point. We do see the classic 2 CP syndrome. It looks like it's not going to last that long as Seogli. It looks like he's going to be picking off 3 or 4 people, and unless a miracle happens, not going to happen. It's going to be a fairly easy, fairly painless win there for EXPandable Academy on their first push onto second.
Yeah, and we're going to see EXPO there able to take second point with a fairly good time bank, you know, almost 4 minutes. That is a good time bank to have going into this. So I think Echo Sixer, they have their work cut out for them. They need to win this map to have a chance to still win this series, and we already talked about how important winning this series is going to be to them, you know, securing a playoff spot. They have to get some wins against some of these higher seeded teams, you know, EXPO in that 4th place position. I think EXPO, they had a good showing. They made a good decision, I think, to swap over to the GOATs. You know, they did have to take a couple pushes, but eventually, you know, the over-ulting from Echo 6 worked into EXPO's advantage, and they were able to take a fairly clean fight win. So I'll be interested to see what EXPO has in store for this defense here.
Sometimes I feel as though like people play, so GOATS is aggressive, right? As like a tank player, you play tank, I've played main tank, I've played off tank. As a tank player, you know that on GOATS you generally need to be aggressive in order to take space and do
100%
right?
Aggression is key.
Right. And I mean, it's key in every single sort of, you know, composition. You need to have a certain level of aggression, right? But, you know, when you're playing with like a Junkrat and like an Ana, it's like you if you're spamming, which that's what it is, it's like a spam comp, you don't want to like go like face first into the other team when they're sitting in a choke, because like you want the Junkrat and the Ana to do a lot of like damage and do a lot of work so that they have their shields taken out, and then you go in, right?
Yeah. And
instead, what I saw was they were like being super aggressive.
Yeah, and the problem is it's a bit counterproductive throwing things like that into a GOATS comp, the spam, because you're not able to play the GOATS comp because you want to sit back and let your Junkrat do spam, but that's not how you're supposed to play GOATS. And also losing those Zarya bubbles, that doesn't allow you to mitigate as much damage.
Right, and so I don't know. It's kind of weird. I mean, they're gonna win this team fight here, as we see 2 go down very quickly on the side of. Actually, yes, they. Okay, I was just making sure the 2 go quickly on the side of Echo 6. They're gonna have to back up, and they might be making some switches. I see cruise ship going onto that Zarya. Gonna be kind of strange. Yeah, they're just gonna go into GOATS, which is, I guess, acceptable GOATS v GOATS here. Although it'd be very interesting to see if Fairy Field stays on that Sombra. I don't know what they call Sombra GOATS. Is it Soats?
I just say Sombra GOATS. The interesting thing for me is that they've swapped the Sombra out for the Brigitte player, and that concerns me slightly because in the GOATS composition, you rely on your Lucio and your Brigitte's rally to give your team sustain to win fights. It's not the Zenyatta doing a lot of healing with that orb, as you know some people think. So I am a little bit concerned that they're just not going to have enough heals to get through these fights.
Well, it looks like they're going to have enough damage to get through the fight, and 2 kills from Cheese Nips, and he's going to be walking forward as we see Melchizzy walk backwards. Actually, he's going to charge into Cheese Nips to try to get that kill before he goes down, but another quick cap here on Temple of Anubis. So how did they win that team fight?
Honestly, it just looked like, you know, EXPandable got a little bit caught out by E6 there, it didn't look like they were quite ready for that push to get that aggressive, and maybe even overextended inside that choke area and got picked off by the fire strikes, weren't able to mitigate the burst damage from their counterparts in the GOATS composition, and just kind of got caught out, and that's going to be a huge EMP shatter.
Yes, it is. I'm taking a look at this bomb because it's going to get 2. That's going to be huge from Justine, and that's going to cause them to... Whoa, that's a big sound barrier from Rip and Pippin. He went up into the sky. I'm talking about Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 right there. He was at the airport level, and he was trying to grind through all the flags before he can touch the ground. That was a huge sound barrier. That's 2 bombs. Oh my god, everything is just coming out here right now, even though it looks like they had lost that team fight because they had the bomb come out and get like 2 or 3 people. But it looks like they're still putting pressure here on the side of EXPO. They're still putting some pressure, but looks like they're gonna have to back up now. I think they came into this fight a little bit staggered, and they're all gonna go down now. So I was too busy trying to make Tony Hawk jokes there. So you know, tell me a little bit about that in the middle of that. What is going on? Oh my, okay, all right.
I'm not sure.
I guess that was just to, you know, kind of a BMO, you know, say, hey, this is my point. Justine was like, this is my point. No one's gonna get on this point. This is my point.
Yeah, I thought there, you know, for a second it looked like EXPO was going to be able to get back into it when Rip and Pippin, you know, managed to get that stall with the beat. But honestly, EXPO kind of died quickly enough that if they were smart about things and were thinking long-term about winning this match, not just about stalling the point, they could have actually waited, you know, in spawn, gone in with that beat, and, you know, gotten a contest right before that point is capped, and I think that would have been a better decision from EXPO instead of Rip and Pippin kind of, you know, trying to skate his way in there, landing a beat and stalling, because they did have time to regroup and contest just before the point would have been capped. So maybe just, you know, a little bit of panic shot calling from the side of EXPO. And E6, their things did get a little bit hairy with those ultimates, but they were able to sustain fairly well and dump more of their ultimates back. Cheese Nips got a really big shatter that I don't think Melchizedek was ready for. And as a Reinhardt, you got to know when your enemy Ryan has his shatter and always have to be ready for him to drop it down. Otherwise, you know, Cheese Nips is going to happen and you're going to lose that team fight.
Otherwise, Cheese Nips is going to happen, folks. That's right. So we see this defense is going to come out from E6. They have 5 minutes on the clock. That means that EXPO is going to be pushing here first. They're going to have a Pharah, and they're going to have their Ham. And I believe they did this in the first push as well. So very interesting here. The Seogli is going to be more or less uncontested. So they have to hide in a little corner here or hold up a shield and make sure no one gets headshot. So it's very hard to play, I think, especially for minors teams. It's you kind of want to play GOATs in like the same way, but you just can't. You have to give people respect, as we see Rip and Pippin take out Justine's neck already. Probably a big hack came in there from Jax. And they're going to push in forward here. Cheese Nips going to get a big charge onto Rip and Pippin. That's going to be some of their healing, but it might not be that important as we see Tram getting a kill onto Brave PLM and a hack come out. So now they're going to need to be really careful on the side of Echo 6 if they want to stall this point for a little bit longer. They need to probably hold up in an area and kill that Pharah as quickly as possible. Justine has the right idea, but I don't think she's going to be able to do it, as Click Clack is able to do whatever he wants in terms of healing, just staying up there. No one's giving Click Clack any pressure, and Seogli is going to have free reign as well. It's been a very weird team fight so far, as we see more or less it's been Echo 6 getting circled by Triamatar, and there comes the ult from Triamatar. He had enough of just circling around and shooting down, so they're going to win this cap. They're going to sit back, I believe, and just chill. So that was a hold. I mean, as a GOATS team, what do you do against Widow Pharah? What do you do?
I mean, the most important thing is you need to try to figure out how you're going to position yourselves. Positioning is big. You know, you have to make sure that your team is all standing behind your Reinhardt shield. You can't be, you know, playing kind of, you know, loose and fast. You all got to be together, which sounds counterproductive, but you have to have your Rein be able to block those, you know, that spam from that Pharah. You have to have your Zarya able to block things with bubbles, and your D.Va needs to be able to eat things, and your D.Va, you know, kind of needs to go up and play aggressive and, you know, get in there and get in the Pharah's face to kind of disrupt things so that your GOATS team can win the ground fight.
All right, and so I'm just gonna have to stop you just for a second here as we see a 5-man EMP come out, and they're gonna get kills off of that very easily. They don't even need to use any other ults. Jax gets the 5-man EMP, and that's gonna be a team fight that is probably gonna go their way. Although we see Rip and Pippin, he's gonna use his sound barrier to keep everyone alive, and D-Seal's gonna use his transcendence to keep everyone alive. And there's still 4 people on the point fighting, and no one's going down either way. In fact, we see Melchizedek getting melted right now. That's a big heal coming out there from Triamatar to keep him alive for a little bit longer. Seogli using his ult. Although he's about to go down. Nope. Looks like Melchizedek's going to get a kill. There's going to be 2 kills that are going to come out of that grab because of the grab's pressure. And now Melchizedek's got the HGH. Finally, folks, I get to say it. He's got that HGH like Rafael Pemera. I'm talking about that Reggie. I don't even know if there's a baseball player named Reggie. Probably. And here we go. They're going to be pushing the point. Seogli getting 2 kills. Triamatar getting 1. He got booped. Oh, he finally got. Wow. We have a lot of skating tonight, folks. Jeff fought a little bit to get that Sandberry off, but finally able to do it. Justine trying to stay alive as long as possible. Almost has that bomb. Wants to get it before she gets demeched. She's going to be able to get it as we see Cheese Nips dive onto this point, trying to hold it as long as possible. There's only 45 seconds left on the clock, so it can be anyone's here. Melchizedek getting, I think, a 3 or 4-man ult. 3 or 4-man shatter, although it doesn't even matter because Justine, Jeffbot, and D-Seals are going to combine to kill basically the heart of this team, and they're going to have to walk backwards. What happened there at the end?
They just weren't able to focus targets down. You know, they had to play as a team, focus those targets down, and they were just unable to do that, and unfortunately they didn't even get a tick for their efforts. We're going to have to see some big plays coming out here, maybe a grab nano, let Melchizedek kind of swing in here, but with, you know, very little time remaining, and that bomb from Justine, it's going to be very hard for EXPO to do anything here.
It's going to be extremely hard. They're going to have to get on the point as quickly as possible. They have 2 people got on point. Rip and Pippin using his ultimate to keep him alive just a little bit longer, but Jax with that Discord orb is not going to be able to stay alive for that long, and D-Seals is probably going to end it here for them. They got the first point, but that's it. Oh, we got Melchizedek coming in the point as Hammond. Probably not going to be able to stay alive that long, although he's got the HGH on him, so they might be able to do a decent amount of damage here. Melchizedek's going to jump in, smash them into the ground. It doesn't matter. That's actually a very timely ult from Jeffbot there. That's going to cause them to just get enough pressure to knock people off the point, and that's going to be that. So the A point was capped, nothing doing on B, so all they need to do here is cap the first point, or the first tick on B, and they're going to send it to a map 4, possibly a map 5 for the reverse sweep. So what do you think they're going to pull out here? Because their backs are against the walls. They need to cap this first point. They need to take 1 tick. What do you think they're going to do?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of things that, you know, EXPO could do here. 5-minute stall is a very long time to defend that first and second point. In case you don't know how the mechanics of 2CP work, if you manage to take the first point here in an extra round, you get an additional 30 seconds. So if a quick take comes in here from Echo 6, ExPandable is going to have to take a long time. And I do like this play coming out. This is a pretty clever play. You know, EXPO bringing in the Symmetra Bastion turret teleport comp. I love this comp so much. What you need to do here is, it's very simple. You throw the Bastion up onto the high ground. Your whole team is going to sit up there, right? You have Jax on the Diva. Jax is going to be dropping to contest the point. And it's very simple. You set up on the edge there. Even if this other team goes goats, right? They can drop to point and stand underneath, but then it's easy. You teleport to the other side. I don't like Triamatar actually switching here. I like the teleporter, and you can also throw some sim turrets down there to really slow people down and allow your Bastion to get kills a whole lot easier. So maybe not the smartest decision, because if your Bastion or anybody from that core such as Melchizedek gets booped off by, say, a Lucio or something along those lines, you're gonna have a very difficult time doing anything. And we're gonna see them, they're gonna be able to get the spam over to that far side, but if they get down to point here, it's gonna be very hard for Seo to do much about it.
Yeah, but it looks like they're going to be killing off Cheese Nips' shield super quickly. Jax is going to get melted by cruise ships. Whatever. I don't even know what kind of guns Zarya has, but it doesn't even matter because Seogli is going to get 2 anyways. Triamatar taking out 2 of his own, not to be outdone in the DPS department. And so it looks like it actually worked out for them. They didn't know what to do against all of the spam coming out from high ground. Goats, I mean, that is probably one of the problems. I mean, how do you get rid of that shield up there? Very difficult for them to do so, and so now they're gonna have to back up out of there and just Think about what to do. Do you think they're gonna switch? Why are they still fighting? I don't know why they're still
I'm not sure what they might just be, dazed and confused by seeing this Bastion strat coming out. But the way you counter this is very simple on Anubis, is you can actually contest the point from the edge that is right below where the Bastion is shooting. Now,
right.
What you do, it's very simple. You move as a team through that main choke there underneath that bridge. You cycle your cooldowns. So your Reinhardt's going to shield up as long as he can. Then your Zarya is going to use bubbles. Your Diva's going to DM. And that should give you enough time with a speed boost to get down below the composition. And then what happens from there is when you start contesting, you can burn down the Diva player, but you can also force the Bastion to go to the edge, and you can actually kill him because he'll be sticking out through the edge of the shield.
Interesting. So we're going to see what they do there, if they're going to listen to your suggestions or not. Well, I guess they're going to have to wait just a little bit longer as cruise ships and Justine get taken out there. More or less get taken out. Jeffbot gets taken off as well. Yeah. So it looks like they don't have the insight that you have in terms of how to defeat this composition. If you did not know that what you just said, what do you think is like the next like logical like thing to do? Like, what do you think is like the simplest, most intuitive way to beat this composition?
Well, I mean, the obvious pointer to me is that you have Brave PLM almost has an EMP. So what I would be doing, I'd be switching over to dive, letting Brave, build his EMP. That's what I was trying to say. And then very simply, you use your DM to get up onto the right side high ground, and then you get the EMP, and your Sombra could literally throw her translocator up into the middle of point, EMP everybody on the left and right side, and then from there, you would actually be able to, dive onto the Bastion and kill him before he's unhacked.
Well, it looks like some of them have kind of the idea that you were talking about here, although Cheesenips actually takes out Jax's mech. That's going to be huge because now they're not going to be able to block as much damage being spammed over to them. So now they're just going to have to sit in this area and shatter. Okay, nothing, but that's fine because they're going to use another ult. They're going to use the EMP there, and they're going to get a kill onto Melchese, excuse me, which is going to be fairly big for them as Seogli goes down too. So looks like they're going to be able to take this point as long as this Mercy is unable to res. They're going to let the Mercy res Seogli. That's not good. Now Seogli's going to have a chance to sit down and do more damage as that robot. They're going to get more kills, and so this didn't go anyone's way, although Seogli, the respawns are going to be on the inside of Echo 6 here, so they have the advantage right now since it's an even fight, and here comes a bomb from Jax just to re-mech. He's going to get Brave Peel him, and I believe the mech. That is way bigger than it should have been. So now Click-Clack needs to stay alive for as long as possible if he wants his team to hold this point. Looks like he's going to be able to do so as he's got full health on that Mercy, and now Cruise Ship is in a very sad spot. He's just sitting on the point with no help from his team, and he's going to go down. Wow, that was an extended team fight. It was about like a minute long, and they almost got it, but they were unable to crack the code here. And now 40 seconds left. Their backs are against the walls, even more so than usual. They got off of the Bastion. Seogli is now on Tracer, so what do you think they're going to do here? What are they going to do?
Here's the most important thing. I don't think if and this is the mistake that I didn't want to be seen made. I think that if you're, EXPO, you want to take a nice slow fight, not dump all of your ultimates into it right away, because now members have died and there's still a chance for the stalls to come in fairly easily for E6, and they need to clean up the people like Cruz and Justine on point. But it looks like they are going to actually do that fairly handily, but no stall picks coming out from E6 is very strange to me. I don't know why you wouldn't switch over to stall picks, since that would have been very possible.
Yeah, they were not able to get on point as a result. No Tracer, no Doomfist, no nothing. And now EXPO. All these matches have been very close, but they've taken the 3-0. And that means they've won the match. So, thoughts, opinions, comments, concerns, criticisms, anything?
I'm just very surprised that...
Whoa.
That obviously very nice play there from Cheese Nips. That's kind of the ult I was talking about that really brought it back for E6 to hold the second point. But I'm very kind of dazed and confused about how E6 wasn't ready for that Bastion strat. You should know that if you are a team that likes to play goats, that eventually somebody is going to try to cheese you and play those compositions. I'm very shocked that we didn't see that happen. They didn't really know how to force that Bastion to come outside of his shield, and that giving you the ability to kill him. So I think that's very unfortunate for Echo 6 that they weren't prepared for that sort of thing, especially with Brave getting that EMP. You could have swapped over to the dive, thrown, like I said, thrown your
Right.
translocator into the middle of point, thrown that EMP out. It would have hit everybody on all sides. Diving up there would have been able to clean it up super, super easily. And we even saw Melchizzy making the mistake of dropping off of the point onto the low ground, and that still
Right.
wasn't able to be punished. So I just think that, being completely honest here, I just think that EXPO has been the better team today. E6 hasn't really come out looking that strong, and they really haven't made many plays that, to me have screamed you deserve to win this matchup, and I think the scoreline reflects that right now.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with that, and so I don't know. I mean, Echo 6, they have flashes of brilliance, and then they just have these ports where, like, I don't know, they're not playing as a team, and it's just something that they'll learn as time goes on about micromanaging ults and things like that, and when to push and where to push and things like that. I mean, these are actually kind of like bigger concepts. So I don't know if maybe playing as a team is necessarily what's going to fix it, but they have a lot of potential. So we'll see what they can do here, if they can make a run for the playoffs, win out the middle games, and then maybe beat Otter Oxide if they need to get in. But quick update on some of the scores here. We see Pinton Vizier taking that 3-1 win over Licorice Whip. So Licorice Whip only getting the first map win, and I believe afterwards they just lost out. The most interesting score right now, Piper, if you want to hear this, it's Quantum Charge versus Flashpoint, which I was unaware of what's going on right now.
I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear about this.
Do you know what the score is right now?
I don't know what the score is. Do you know what the score is?
Yeah, I'm watching it.
Should I be concerned?
You should be concerned.
No.
Right now it's 1-2. Quantum Charge is winning.
Oh boy, that's not good. But
they're up, and their defense right now, and Flashpoint has 1 minute to push on defense, and they are losing this team fight. So
Yikers.
Quantum Charge might be going up 3-1 right now over Flashpoint. In fact, they might win it. I mean, I can go into the match chat right now and see if GGs have been sent around.
Doesn't look like any GGs have been sent in the match chat. I was just checking for that. That's a bit yikers, but stuff like that tends to happen when you don't have a main tank player. So,
well, they have Ronaldo. Okay.
Yes.
He can play it all. He can play it all.
Sure.
Sure. Anyway, so Flashpoint, maybe a little bit vulnerable heading into the playoffs.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
gonna cause
not
OO to be number 1. Yeah,
that is not good for the playoff picture. And yeah, you're right. That unless Otter Oxide is going to drop a map somewhere, or drop a game somewhere. Sorry. Yeah, Flashpoint's gonna be in trouble. And not only does Otter Oxide have to drop a game, they have to drop it by at least 2 maps. So, in order for Flashpoint to take back first place. So if Otter Oxide is going to lose a game, they can't even lose it 3-2. They actually are going to have to lose it 3-1, which I don't know if that's likely to happen right now. Just simply
probably not.
Just simply because of the just current state of Otter. They're good. They're good right now.
Yeah,
they're a good team, sure. And it is what it is.
So Flashpoint actually just got that cap, which is why you didn't see any GG. So they're still playing this out. So I'm gonna stop looking at match chat and all these sorts of things. So if you want to go look at that right now, that's on twitch.tv/Direboyd. DB is streaming this one, so go look at Direboyd stream. Yeah, I did not realize that. So yeah, go take a look at that if you want some hot action. I see Quantum Charge winning a team fight. Their tanks are really good. Actually, Evendell is so good. So good.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't remember the last time. I think we played Quantum very early in the season.
Yeah.
Last stage, or very early last stage. Back when I was very new to the team, so I don't think I remember playing that match. So I unfortunately, my memory of that team is not very good. So it's unfortunate they're might be taking one away from my team here, but it's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes, unfortunately.
Now I want cookies.
Well,
I got some Pizza Hut today. I could have gotten like, I mean, they don't have. Do they have cookies? No, they don't have cookies anymore. But they have like cookie-like things. They have like cookie cake and stuff like that. I could have gotten one of those, but I didn't get one of those. But now you've made me really hungry.
well, I apologize for making you really hungry, love, but
I don't think you were. I don't think you're actually apologizing. I think
well,
you're just saying that.
gotta say what you need to hear right now.
Is that what I need to hear right now?
I think so. Am I wrong?
I need to hear. Okay, love. I'm gonna be buying you a cookie from Pizza Hut right now. That's what I need to hear.
Does Pizza Hut serve cookies? Is that a thing?
Yeah, they have cookies. Here, I'm gonna pull it up here. They have cookies. It's like a giant cookie cake.
I don't know if I would trust cookies from Pizza Hut.
It's not good. It's not close to good.
Well,
but it's cookies.
Yeah.
And you can send them to me. So I don't understand like what the big deal. It's a cookie. Like what do you want? You want like caviar cookies? You want like gold on your cookies, man?
No, I just don't want
fancy cookie man.
No, I don't.
Ow.
I don't know if I'd trust Pizza Hut's pizza to begin with. So
it's Ultimate Hershey's chocolate chip cookie. A freshly baked cookie made with 100% genuine Hershey's chocolate chips will be a new favorite and family dinner. We won't tell grandma if you won't. So it's $6. It's 200 calories per piece, and I believe there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 8 pieces, so that's what 1,600 calories. That's a lot of work.
That is.
It's basically 3 meals. So there's a cookie. You can send it to me. I'll give you my address.
Yeah, I'll get right on that. Okay. But
Yeah,
I think the thing that we need to get onto right now is that we are actually heading into Hollywood as our map number 4. We did see a substitute come in for Echo 6. Marcus is going in for Jeffbot, and we're gonna see Hollywood here. What do you want to see, love? What would you like to see to finish out the series?
Well, I'm very hungry, so I want one of these teams to just like stomp the other team so I can go eat. But if I'm being serious, what do I really want to see? I kind of want to see like a Reaper come out here
but
on
Reaper's
defense.
bad.
I know Reaper's bad. That's why I want to see it.
He's not good.
The second choice would have been a spam composition, so we're gonna see that, I believe, from the correct team. Yes, the defense team. So, I've seen funny little things that people have done. Bash and Orisa. I've seen people go on this water tower area and stick their Bash in here and just on this little platform and shoot. That's something that it's funny that Infinite Meat did against Team Burnet. I believe they just like kind of stuck their little Bash in here and just had the Bash and shoot the entire time. I don't think he dropped down once the entire time. So I like to see something like that where you really stick to like a motif, the theme of like turret. That's the motif. But instead, they're just going to be sitting up here in this tiny cafe. Jeffbot says he's specking the wrong team, so that's going to probably cause a reset. Although actually,
who cares? The match is already over. Just keep playing, boys.
We're playing for maps.
I mean, I guess, and we're actually going to see a quad DPS comp coming out from E6, and DCL's getting caught on the cross there is very quickly going to spell an end to this push. Because you have no healers, and those things are kind of important in this game.
Only a little bit. If you just do damage, that's all you need. So 6 DPS, like, work out well for me. So.
I mean, I don't know if you know how Open Division usually goes, but usually you end up with a lot of high masters and GM teams playing like gold and plat teams, and those matches are kind of memey. I've witnessed one of those matches. And it's very funny when the GM team plays 6 supports and still wins.
Well, healing is overpowered, so it's understandable. And here comes 4 DPS into a Bastion. Let's see which one wins.
I think the Bastion already won.
Gonna win.
Yeah.
So I think Bastion kind of counters 4 DPS just a little bit. They're gonna.
Well, they have no way to close the gap, right? They have no way to close the gap, and they are just gonna get wrecked every time.
Oh, look, they're going dive. Dive closes the gap against Bastion, so I unironically like this legitimate team composition. It's like classic dive. So we're gonna see if they can do something with that classic dive. I see Direboy going off, so I assume that that match is over. I wonder who won that one. We're gonna see this
Don't.
dive
Oh
come
boy.
in here onto Siogo from the right hand side of the hills. Meanwhile, Justine is gonna jump in with Cheese Nips, but get debacked instantly by all that spam because it's not fun to jump into spam, and they're gonna be losing teammates. Actually, they're gonna push forward. Cheese Nips and Cruise Ship both pushing forward. Now it's kind of a 3v3 fight. I don't know who's gonna win this one. Triamatar trying to do his dangdest to get kills, but unfortunately gets killed instead, and so now easy peasy lemon squeezy. This is gonna be a cap for ExPandable for Echo 6.
Yes,
You know,
Echo 6.
I'm not saying that they're throwing, right? But actually might have some playoff implications. So is there like some secret throwing going on, or like what?
Yeah, I'm not sure right now. I thought, you know, ExPandable had a good hold there. Seo Guli tried to use his ultimate right into the face of a diva, and that took him down super low. And that's, you know, that's not beneficial to your team. You know, dying right away when you're the Bastion.
I'd say so. I'd say it's negative for your team, yeah.
Oh, 100% it's a
Marcus
negative.
dying and getting res. So they're gonna just wow, it was a big air shot from Brave PLM there, hitting Milkeezy in the mouth with a rocket, and
Oh!
Brave PLM dies. I always say nice things about people and then they just die, you know. I'm gonna look at D-Seals walking straight forward at Seogly, trying to get that Seogly booty, gets him with the headshot. So I've seen a lot of Mercies on this map just walk forward with that ult and go after the sniper only. So very interesting idea there. We see a bomb come out. Cheese Nips just jumps straight into it, unfortunately, but he's able to stay alive, and then he dies. Triamatar getting a double kill there. So nice job from him. They're gonna be able to push them back just for a little bit. Jax gets demeched, and then that's gonna get 3 people. All right. I don't know, 4 people. Okay, Justine. Okay.
We're gonna see some swaps here now from EXPO. It's
Yeah,
Gengu
Justine.
time. It's every weeb's dream time.
Justine just did what I do when I play Diva, which is like get like a ton of kills, and then like when someone else gets a kill on someone, I just like stand on their body and like just like move around, you know, because you can't teabag as Diva, but you can move around a lot, so that's what I do. So you see the counter dive coming in, Seogly getting kill onto Brave Peel, and once again, gonna be hard for them to do. And as Farah, Marcus gets res once again by D-Seals. He's actually got some pretty big reses so far, and it looks like this team fight can go any which way right now. They need to get a kill onto Triamatar immediately. They are able to get that kill, but still it's like a 2v2. We see this DM fight. Jax is going to use their ult and immediately demech Justine, who I wanted to use her ult, but I don't think she had her ult. So looks like the respawns are going to come in for EXPO because they're a little bit closer there. And so Bravely getting a kill finally on Seogly to make up for it. And so, but it doesn't matter because they're gonna have to walk all the way back because it's a really far wall.
Yeah, kind of unfortunate there. You know, the respawns just come in for EXPO. You know, E6 has a long way to walk, so it's not surprising that we were able to see those respawns coming in. And we're gonna have to see what happens here. 1 minute left, but a huge ult advantage on the side of E6 right now.
Yeah, I see 6 or 5, excuse me. Here comes one of them. Justine's gonna send out that bomb to send people away. Milkeezy gets sent away into a grave. The sound barrier is basically able to counteract Cruise Ship's ult, and Brave Lim ulting into a Diva eat, so nothing doing for him. And DC was able to get Brave Lim back once again. I think I've seen like him get like 5 or 6 reses, so great job from D-Seals there. They're going to continue to push forward as Cheese Nips pressures the backline. Rip and Tiffin has to run away. And Milkeezy is going to have to press ult if he wants to stay alive. And there he goes. He presses the button. I see 2 giant monkeys very mad at each other right now. And one of them is a sleepy monkey. Got a little bit overacted there. Had to take a little snooze, even though we're not in majors. We're not taking power naps, folks. Justine presses Q, gets no one with it, kills the the bubble. That's about it. Triamator responding back with an ult of his own, dashing through the snow, even though it's not snowing, so I don't know why I said that. Able to get a kill onto Marcus in the backline, but Justine trying to do her best to get a bunch of kills. I've seen her get 2 or 3 kills every single team fight, but still hasn't gotten the cart to the point, so this is going to be really difficult. We see 2 DPS here against 2 or 3 people on the side of EXPO. EXPO was able to get the heals right at the nick of time. Click-clack able to come in with some really clutch healing, not able to do anything. Cruise ship gets punched in the face with the power of sound, and so that's going to be it for that push, almost to the second point, but not all the way there. So EXPO has a fairly decent chance of winning this one just from positioning alone.
Oh yeah, I definitely think that this could be a fairly easy push here for EXPO. All they have to do, get through that first point and push it, not even to second point. They just have to push it a little bit short here, and they should be able to get some good results.
Yeah, so this is probably gonna be the final push of the Night Piper, and so before we go off, I just need to say thank you for having me cast with you. I really appreciate the opportunity to cast with you, Piper, and so as we end this one, tell me what your favorite anime is.
I'm not a weeb, so I don't watch anime.
So chat, if you're here, I know there's people in the chat right now. They've been a little quiet tonight. I don't know why they've been quiet. I mean, maybe our casting has just been so good, but you're in the chat. I see you. I can see all of you at all times. So you have to tell me what your favorite anime is in chat. Press 1 to tell me your favorite anime. So anyways, we're prepping for this final push, and I see Brave Pelum going back onto that Torbjorn.
You did have some success with it earlier.
Yeah, he did okay with it. Do you think Brave Pelum is like short in real life? Like Torbjorn?
I try not to assume what people look like physically
based upon the characters that they play.
Yeah, because if that was true, there would
you'd be a giant German man, right?
Yes, I would be a giant German man. So I mean
you might be.
Ich spreche auf Deutsch, aber
See?
I'm not German.
Can you do the rest of the cast in German, please?
No. Oh.
All right, we're pausing just to make sure you can't do it, because I'm pretty sure you can do it. I press pause.
Yeah,
So Piper, can you actually do it in German or no?
No, I don't know enough German to cast a match in German quite yet. But
can you try for like one team fight? Like, you don't have to be like super like specific. You can just say like the person ran into the wall or something. It doesn't have to be like he used Fire Strike and then the Transcendence or whatever. Because like, do you know the word for Transcendence in German? Probably not.
Why would I know the word for Transcendence in German? That's a little bit random. But no, I don't think we're gonna get a German cast tonight, unfortunately. But we are going to get a lovely pause, I guess.
Yeah, I guess they heard me when they said I wanted to get pizza. They just wanted to,
draw this out a little bit longer.
Yeah, exactly. They wanted me to feel a little bit more pain.
I can't wait to see this teleport strat come in here.
The thing is, the turret counters the teleport strat because it just knows it can sense the teleport. As we see 2 teleports actually, because we see 2 Symmetras, and right now Brave Pelum, I'm telling you, turret v turret, it never misses. The thing about Seoguli is, I mean, bless his heart, but he can miss sometimes, right? He's human. Okay, the other turret, Torbjorn's turret, doesn't miss. Never, ever misses. And not only that, I don't think it took a lick of damage.
Well, it is going up and down. It does make it quite difficult to hit.
So not only does it have perfect aim, it also goes up and down. It moves.
So it's harder for us to hit it, but it does not miss.
Exactly.
Ladies and gentlemen, the future is now.
The future is now,
I guess
folks.
Seoguli just kind of got upset that he was getting destroyed by a turret and decided to just delete Brave from the game.
Yeah, right when we're talking about it too. I think every single time I've talked about like someone like doing something good or whatever, they just get like smashed, So
well, Seoguli did just get smashed by a tracer, so you're not wrong.
Right, it's just going back and forth. We see Cheese Nips ulting straight into a bubble, so nothing doing with that. We see a very strange ult there from Marcus. He make sure that no one in that choke can get damage out, but the team fight was in the middle of the point, but it doesn't matter because they're going to win the team fight anyways. They're going to back up here, though, and not have that many ults. They're going to have D-Seal's ult, and they're going to have Brave PLM's ult. Maybe they have Bomb from Cruise Ship, but, you know, when you just have your Torbjorn ult as your only offensive ult, you know, what do you do with that to make sure that you, you know, burn ults on the enemy team? You know, what can you do to get the most out of that ult?
Well, I think the Torbjorn ult does a lot of damage, so you can try to bait the other team here to point, especially with the Reinhardt, and Seo's just going to get one clipped by a Tracer there, but, you know, maybe trying to bait the other team to point and then dropping that ultimate on the point could force out some ultimates, but Jax is actually going to get a good eat onto Cruise Ship's Pulse Bomb there.
Yeah, so Cruise Ship feeding Jax. I wish someone would feed me right now because I'm hungry. Cruise Ship has just been wrecking havoc in the back line onto Seogli. That Seogli has had enough of that, and so now he goes.
He just went flying.
Character. He went flying.
Triamatar, yeah. He got hit by the Reinhardt and just went bye-bye.
Alright, so he went all the way to Los Angeles, folks. He got fucking smashed into the air. So now we see a res come out from Click-Clack on Triamatar. Triamatar has returned back to Earth. Justine gets a kill on the Jackson, so looks like it's going to be a very hard push for them. Echo 6 looking like they're going to get a win here. So what did they need to do in order to confirm this W?
Well, I think that the placement of their Symmetra wall here is going to be very important. If they can place it in such a way that it splits the point, but also splits the entrances as well, I think that'd be very advantageous for E6. That Torbjorn ult is going to need to deny a lot of space, and D-Seals is just going to need to try to sustain as best as he can on the Mercy. And I think those
Cheesenip's ulting. I have never seen that before. Cheesenip's ulted into a Pharah who was on the ground inside of a choke and then pins the Pharah into the ground. You don't see that every day, folks. A bomb comes into the back line from Justine, not able to get Seogli. Seogli in response is able to get Justine. Actually, he's going to get 2 from that. Actually, the Molten Core from Brave Field is going to get eaten up by the Monkey. The Monkey treating it like a can of peanut butter, because that's what peanut butter comes in cans, folks. And so they're going to win this team fight, and they're going to be able to push forward now. Extending this game even longer.
Yeah, you're not going to get to eat ever.
You know.
Food doesn't
exist.
Food doesn't exist for you anymore.
That's fine.
Love, it doesn't. I'm a little bit concerned for E6 here. Soldier is a fairly weak pick in this meta. They're still running only the one healer, and Triamatar has his ult, and so does Jax. So I think we could see some, you know, kind of snowbally fight wins here for ExPandable. And, like, ExPandable doesn't even need to use ultimates. They've already won this fight by taking out the Mercy. And as we can see there, Brave PLM's Soldier just not able to do enough damage to a Pharah that has a pocket to kill it outright.
It's just really hard to play it into a... I mean, Pharah is okay, but it's hard to play it into a Widowmaker, because Widowmaker just more or less counters the Soldier as long as you don't get hit by the rockets of the Soldier. So, yeah, it's just going to be really hard for them to hold this last point, especially with the ult disadvantage. So, I'm expecting a bomb. I'm expecting some justice to rain down from above. And
Pippin's
that's
fragging, though.
Yeah, he's ripping right now through the team. Wow, he got 2. Did he get 3, actually?
I think he got 3 there.
And he helped out with Cheesenips' ultimate demise. And so, yeah, they just they need to touch the point quickly. Justine's going to be able to do it, but doesn't have the ult to stall for a little bit longer. Cruise Ship is going to take out Rip and Pippin for his insolence, but not able to do much else. And D-Seals not able to stop the Rock as ExPandable Odyssey take this one 4-0. Actually, a closer 4-0. It's not like the biggest roll in the world, but 4-0.
Yeah, you know, it was a sweep there for EXPO. EXPO is going to be able to pull off the 4-0, and I think, you know, just at the end of the day, EXPO was just the better team. You know, we saw some weird compositions coming out from the side of E6, and I don't think they were exactly playing to their strengths. So I'm not surprised to see ExPandable Odyssey walk away with the win today, especially, you know, given EXPO's strength. It's a good win for EXPO, and they deserve to win, and hopefully Echo 6 is going to be able to kind of find themselves before their next matchups.
All right, so it looks like you want to torture me a little bit longer by going into interview. So
you know it.
I'm gonna tell them, hey, sit tight. We'll be coming into Expo voice chat in a sec. So I'm gonna move you over to the Expo voice chat.
Lovely.
Just one moment.
Lovely.
Let's send you.
I'm being moved. Things are happening, everybody. Production
Getting
is
picks, and
working.
everyone just big.
Oh.
And bye.
Hello.
Ah.
Hello.
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 So, Love and I are here to conduct some post-game interviews. You know, I just wanted to make sure that Love had to suffer an extra amount because he's very hungry right now. And you guys made him suffer first by taking a long time to cap point A there on Hollywood. So I decided that it was my turn now. So now we're gonna have a bit of an interview. So, I mean, I'll start with the questions if you don't mind. Mind, Love.
Oh no, go ahead. You go. You do it.
So I just wanted to ask how's the team feeling after this win today? Nice 4-0 sweep. It must feel good. What's the attitude amongst the team right now?
I guess Ribbon said.
No, you can go.
Like we're mostly like we're happy with the win, I guess, but we did not play our best. Basically, there's a lot of sloppiness, a lot of mistakes going on that we really shouldn't have been making.
Yeah, I mean, it was a 4-0, but it was quite a sloppy 4-0. It could have been. I could have seen a few maps like go either way. So moving forward, I mean, you got a 4-0 against this team, and you got a 4-0 against, I believe, QC. Is that correct? Recently.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah. Right. So you guys are looking to be a top 4 team going into the playoffs, going in kind of strong. What are you gonna do to take that next step up? We see Flashpoint going down today, and things are a little bit uneven here at the top of minors. So what are you guys gonna do to, plant your flag in minors and say, hey, we're top dogs here?
We got some secret builds going on right now. I don't want to share anything right now. We've been working on something in practice. I don't want to share what work.
Absolutely fair.
You haven't seen it all yet.
And as you come to our scrims, then you can see something.
We're gonna have to go into your scrims and leak it. So
It may involve using a Torb hammer. Just saying.
oh, I see. So
that-
you
that
switched in from Echo 6.
That
is
may
what
be
you're saying.
that may
Just
be my
Torb
job.
Hammer.
6 Torbs. We plan to set the game to no limits when no one's looking, and then we all pick Torb. Easy clappers.
Instantly banned from Owlet for the rest of your life. That's a lifetime ban.
Worth.
I'm already on that list.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for real, I think we're just like answering. I guess like just kind of like practicing more, screaming more, and preparing against
Oh,
like
yeah.
comps and like goats is kind of like falling out. So practicing, kind of like becoming a more like a well-rounded team overall, and yeah, we should be okay.
Yeah, we played a lot of goats in stage 1, and it carried us pretty well. But I think being able to practice things that we didn't play a lot of in stage 1 is going to be big for us, especially moving into the playoffs.
I mean, like
Fair
today, for
enough.
example, you saw a lot of different things from us instead of just playing goats. You're
And
kind of
some,
seeing a
yeah,
little bit of
do that.
our experimentation going on right now. I mean, these are well-practiced builds we went with today, but it was like still a little bit experimental. Exactly what can we play? What can we switch out?
Yeah, I mean that might explain some of the sloppiness too, right? If you're trying
Yeah.
out a lot of new things, so it wasn't like that bad because you ended up with a 4-0 victory, so that's probably the best you can expect,
And,
even if
like-
it wasn't pretty.
Now, let's not take this away from Echo 6. They played really well, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
those maps could have gone either way.
I think they were really expecting us just to play goats all day, right? In reality,
Honestly,
we
as a
were
coach,
practicing not to do it.
As the coach, you stress goats so much in the first stage, and obviously we're branching out now. I feel like if we just played goats against them, we probably would have lost. Yeah, I'm not gonna say any more because I might speak to deficits of the team, but if they just play goats, I don't think we win that match.
Interesting,
Yeah.
interesting.
Samson did a great job on the Rhine. Like the aggression was pretty good. So
Really?
good job on Echo 6.
So I mean, on the first map, so DC was the Ryan against Samson. I thought DC had his number actually.
Yeah,
in
we
the
were
first map.
all talking about how DC. It seemed like you really had Samson's number there. You know, you were blocking his shatters left, right, and center. You were, popping in big shatters yourself. So, what was what were you mentally thinking about in that Ryan versus Ryan matchup against Samson there early on when we saw you in the game?
Well, first, it's not just me versus Samsung. It's my team versus their team. My team is telling me what they see. They feel like he's gonna shatter. I respond correctly. This is just not a 1v1. Kind of adapt properly to it. Just wait for them to play their play.
That's fair. That's also a very nice PR answer, Like I can see a lot of main tanks being like, "Oh, I'm the greatest," So that's actually a very good answer.
It's a hot take. DC's the bumper of Owlet miners.
DC, can you confirm or deny this?
No comment.
I mean, if we let him, he probably would be. This guy would be like, "I'm charging," and be like, "No," and be like, "Don't worry, guys, I'm charging."
Interesting.
Can you charge? Oh, I have it on cooldown.
Let's see. So, Seogly. Am I pronouncing it
his name right? Yeah, I don't say his name
Seagull.
Seogly.
So Seogly, right? So you're playing against your old team there. That's a storyline. I feel compelled to bring it up. How do you feel beating your old team? Do you have any feelings? Feel pretty good.
Pretty
okay.
good.
That's really all I have to say about that.
But that didn't happen.
I see. I mean, it almost happened with the Bastion because that was really successful for you guys.
Yeah.
Piper, you got any more questions?
No, I think I'm all
I have a
questioned out
question.
here. Oh boy.
Okay, Mel.
Uh-oh.
Yikes.
Pronounce your name for me.
Melchizzy.
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 That's not okay. All right, I
was
mispronounced your name the
expecting
entire
Zombie
time.
Don't worry about it.
I called you Melcheezy,
That's fine.
It's all right.
like
It would be
Yeezy.
the worst pronunciation I've heard.
What's the worst one?
Probably Mielkaizy.
I think Melkazai. Melkazai would be good.
Melchizzy. I'll have to remember that for next time. Anyways, I have no more questions. Piper, if you have any questions, go ahead.
No, I think I'm all questioned out, guys. Thanks so much
Wrap
for
it
the
up,
interview.
then.
Yeah, we
Thank you,
appreciate the
guys.
cast.
Appreciate for having us.
I want to shout out to the Expandable Academy team. They helped us out practice. I want to shout out to our teammates that weren't
No
here today.
leaks.
Not saying any strats, man. I'm just saying shout out to the people that helped us out practice. That's all I'm saying.
You're just shouting out your own team, like.
Leaks.
Coaches.
They don't know that
EXPandable
they're the
organization
academy
that keeps
team.
us up at night. They keep the oil running in the lamps, right? Without their funding and support, couldn't do without them. Love you, coach.
Wait, you guys get paid for this?
Yeah, right.
Wait, y'all get paid?
Wait, you guys don't?
Wait, whoa. Am I missing something here?
I think we need to renegotiate some things.
Are you guys not getting your Owlet minimum wage, dude?
No.
No.
My gosh.
Oh,
Only
you guys,
minimum wage implied. The
you
peons
guys
don't
need
get
to talk to
anything.
Ad about that. Go message Ad.
Definitely.
$5 a game.
No, it's 5 Owlet tokens a game.
Oh,
Five
nice.
scrim bucks a
That wouldn't be
game.
bad.
What is an
5
Owlet
scrim bucks
token?
to win.
Anyways, I'm gonna get off because I'm super hungry. I'm about to pass out. So, for me and Piper here, Owlet, we just watched a match. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Expandable Odyssey taking the 4-0 over E6. Piper, send us away.
Yeah, thank you so much for casting with me, Love. Thank you to EXPO for the post-game interview, and thank you to both teams for the lovely matchup. Once again, my name's been Piper.